Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Giggles and Glutes. My name is Donaé.
And of course, with Zoe. Today, we're diving into something that's near and dear to our hearts, how to track your progress without stepping on the scale.
And also how to get rid of that obsession with that little number that doesn't really mean that much, but is also telling you how awesome you are doing.
Yeah, we've all been there, right? Each and every one of us know that sometime in our lives we were like having an unhealthy, toxic relationship with that bathroom scale because you've been working hard, you've been hitting those workouts, fueling your body, and then you step on the scale and it doesn't move or it didn't go up, and suddenly all that progress feels like it's nothing and like you're going nowhere, like you're just stuck in a rut.
Yeah, but here's also the thing is that the scale is just one piece of a much bigger puzzle actually, and it doesn't really account for your muscle or how you are feeling or how your clothes fit or honestly just how much stronger you are getting in the gym or what your runs or whatever it is that you are doing.
Yeah, I actually said to my one client yesterday, because I added a little bit more intensity to the session for the first time yesterday, and she managed to the end of the session, but she was like finished at the end of the session. But then she was so proud of herself because in the first time she had almost no knee stability. She was like so blown out after every single exercise that she did. So she was just proud that she finished that workout at that intensity, and those are also achievements to look at and to not disregard.
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
So let's break this down, right? The scale measures weight, which on the surface seems like a pretty solid indicator of progress. What is weight really?
So basically, if you think about your weight, you should think about the fact that it's a mixture of literally everything. We are talking bone density, we're talking muscle mass, water retention, the food in your stomach, and it's like trying to judge your entire fitness journey based on your dog's weight. You can't. It doesn't even make sense. And so really to get an accurate picture from just one thing, you can't. You need to account every single thing that actually has mass and density to it.
Yeah, exactly. And fun fact, did you know that your weight can fluctuate by up to 2 to 3 kilograms in a single day? And I have seen that happening. That's thanks to things like hormones, salt intake, hydration, and even the weather. Have you noticed when it's hotter, you may be feeling a bit more swollen, you holding a bit more water? That can also cause your weight to fluctuate.
And also speaking of hormones, like our hormones fluctuate throughout the month as women. It's just a natural thing that happens, men as well, but women mostly. And throughout the month, this hormone fluctuation can affect your water retention, your bloating. That completely messes with the scale, but throws it out completely. And so sometimes you're stepping onto the scale and you see a number and you completely forget about the fact that you are maybe premenstrual, that you had just eaten a meal maybe, or that you are in a place that is very hot, so your body is naturally retaining water, so you don't think about all of those things. So you might be feeling like you are not making progress, but your body could actually just be holding onto a bit more water during these phases of your cycle.
Yeah, and that's why you could step on the scale one day and feel discouraged, and then the next day you're 1 kg down with no extra effort. Your body is constantly adapting and the scale doesn't show that. It's best to always take an average of the month, how many weigh-ins you decide to have in the month. Let's say you do 1 or 2. It's best to do 4 at the minimum if you are wanting to track your progress using the scale, and then take the average, and that would be a more reasonable notification of where you are at in your weight loss journey also. Just a side tip.
That's a very smart tip, actually. Thank you for sharing that. And now that we know that the scale isn't the holy grail of progress, which we can't stress enough, let's talk about all the other ways that you actually can track your progress and see how exactly you are doing. And the first thing that I want to mention is your strength, because this is definitely, like Zoe shared, a testimony really of a client, and it was evident that she made progress just by the fact that she pushed through the intensity of that session. So
Yeah. And if you're lifting, you should be noticing your strength increasing over time. Are you lifting heavier weights? Are you doing more reps? That's a huge progress. Don't discourage when you go from starting out doing 8 reps to going off to doing 12 reps and maybe starting out in just doing 2 sets and then you start to increase to 3 sets, or you maybe start to go from doing just your strength workout to adding on your cardio after that. Even that's a huge step.
Yeah, it is. And even if, like Zoe said, if you were doing 10 squats with 10 kgs last month and now you're doing 12 squats with 12.5, that's real progress and you're building your muscle. So you should be getting stronger. And this is easily just by progressive overload. And a lot of the times, actually, and I've heard so many of my clients over the years say, it never gets easier. It never gets easier. The thing is that actually, if we were to do a workout 6 months in that we did in the start, it would be easy. But the fact that we are constantly changing to keep up with your progress, it should never be easier, because why would you go to a gym when you can push 12 kg but you're still picking up an 8 kg dumbbell? It's not beneficial for you. So for sure that will be easy. But considering that you're making progress and you're getting stronger, you should then still constantly be pushing yourself in that sense, so that you can actually make progress. And this is obviously how you tell as well without stepping onto the scale. Unless you're weighing your dumbbell, then yes.
That message hit home, Donaé. And we all know muscle is dense. It takes up less space than fat in your body. So even if the scale isn't moving, you might be replacing fat with muscle, which actually slims down your body and shapes your body. So don't stress too much as well. And like Donaé just said, progressive overload is so important to increase muscular density. So you have to lift heavier when you start to feel that the weights that you are using 3 months ago or 4 months ago, whenever, is starting to feel light. It's important that you pick up heavier weights. Don't stay with those weights if you feel like you can go to the heavier one. Then you can rather do 6 reps of the heavier weight and then drop down to your lighter weight and continue to do the rest of your 12 with your lighter weight. And that's also a way of doing progressive overload. If you feel like you're not able to do the full 12 reps in the heavier weight, still start to mix that heavier weight into the lighter weights and then start trying to do more and more heavier. More and more heavier and less light. Sorry, I'm just getting passionate about this topic.
I think that your tone of voice so completely changed. But we love some passion. We definitely love some passion. So you need to remember that your body composition is always going to change. And body composition is way more important than your weight. You could weigh the same, but look completely different because you've added muscle and lost fat, like Zoe said. And this is also, again, something that I always tell my clients. When they come to me and I ask them, what is your goal? And they go, I want to lose weight. And I'm like, let's break down what weight is. And I have this exact conversation with them. And I tell them there's water retention, muscle mass, fat mass, bone density, all of these things. So what you actually want to say is that you want to lose fat. And then they go, oh, actually, yes, that is what I'm wanting to do. And then I say to them, you are currently, say for example, they are 167 centimeters tall and they weigh 65, but they have a lot of fat and almost zero muscle. So naturally they look a bit on the heavier side, but they weigh 67 kg. And I say to them, you could literally stay at 67 kg because for your height, your weight is actually good.
Yeah, perfect.
But because of the ratio between your muscle and your fat, it's making you look a bit on the heavier side. So you could weigh the same and look completely different. It's like taking 1 kg of potatoes versus 1 kg of a bag of stones. They weigh the same, but they look completely different. So yeah.
So I actually have a personal example about myself in relation to this topic, that I haven't lost much weight on the number of the scale, but my body composition has completely changed. So yeah, sometimes it's just not about how much the scale is changing. It's more about what you're doing to change your body composition. And to change your body composition, you need to target fat loss.
Yeah, exactly. And we do that with progressive overload. So don't get stuck on the number.
Yeah. So how do we actually track this progress without hopping on that pesky scale? Let's get into some hacks. Donaé, tell us. Give us one over there.
Okay. So the first hack is actually my most favorite one is progress pictures. Like, I cannot stress this enough. Take the pictures. Honestly, take the pictures. And the reason why I say this is because I have been training for a very long time. I've been active my whole life, but I've been in the gym for about 10 years, going on 11 years. It wasn't 11 or 10 years of consistently training. I'd say for the last 5 years, it's been consistent, but before that, it was on it. And I promise you, I have weighed about in the same range. I weigh between 65 and 70 kg. That's what fluctuates for me. I'm happy with that. But if I look at pictures from 10 years ago, still weighing, say, 66 kg compared to now, mind blown. I'm heavier now than I was in like 5-6 years ago, but I look a lot stronger than I did then. So take the pictures, and the thing is that you don't have to share. And this is something that obviously, because it's something that I've been doing for a very long time, that I always encourage people to do, because there's nothing more rewarding than looking back at an old picture of yourself and looking at yourself now and going, wow, I've done great.
Yeah, I've achieved so much.
Yeah, and the best way to take these pictures are always front view, side view, back view, and the same lighting. Lighting is everything, because you could literally be standing in your bathroom with the most beautiful light, and then you go into maybe your bedroom mirror and it's completely different. So make sure that your environment that you are taking your pictures in is exactly the same, that you are taking it roughly the same time of the day. So like the morning preferably would be good, and I would suggest that you wear minimal clothes just so that you can see what's happening, and also make sure that you're taking it the exact amount of weeks apart, for example. Yes, so if you're going to do it like every 3 weeks or once a month, then make sure it's at the same time. And also, ladies, last thing about the progress pictures is also take into account when you are on your period, because we're definitely bloating, we're a little bit uncomfortable, so it's not a great time to take pictures. And I also always tell my online ladies, take the picture on a day where you're feeling confident. The day you feel confident, you feel good, take the picture on that day. It doesn't matter if you're feeling yourself and you're just like, like, sure, my hard work is paying off, like I can see it, then take the picture so that you feel good about yourself when you actually look at it,
Yeah, and I also tell my clients to take the picture after you showered in the morning. After you've woken up, before you've done anything, you showered, before you've eaten, that's when you take the picture. That's the way it's more consistent, because it's the first thing you do in the morning. So you can't forget almost or whatever. Put the scale in the bathroom as well. Make sure that it's on a flat, hard surface.
Yeah. And then second hack, and the one that people always notice first, is the clothes. I always say there's this one pair of jeans that all of us have that like fits snug on 1 week, and then a couple of months later you go, oh my gosh, it's a bit loose, and then again it's like this bloody button is tight again. So we find an item of clothing like a jeans or shirt or dress or whatever it is, but a piece of clothing I think that you would like, because this would mean that this is something you wear often. And take note of how it sits on your body, how it feels around your waist. Is it tighter on your thighs? But just one thing about this, because this has been my struggle lately when it comes to jeans, because I have been working very hard at my hip thrusts and my glute workouts, that my buttons are about butts. And everything about the jeans is perfect. And then I'm like, the booty gains, I can't. And it's so frustrating actually, where I actually have to go a size up. So again, if you are working on a specific area of your body, like your glutes, for example, and they're growing, then obviously we're not going to consider the fact that the jeans is looser. Actually, it's the other way. The tighter the jeans, the better.
Yeah. It's definitely a great way to gauge your progress, and it's also a lot more fun than standing on the scale, because when you fit into that t-shirt again and it starts to feel a little loose around your shoulders, or the jeans around your waist or something like that. So definitely more fun.
Yeah, for sure. The third hack is your performance metrics. So are you hitting your workout goals? And like we spoke about in the beginning of the episode, whether you are tracking it with your Whoop or your Apple Watch or whatever it is that you are using to track your metrics, take note of it, have a look at it, check the ranges of your heart rate, for example, how long it's taken you to hold a plank. Your coach maybe gave you a time to finish the set. Were you able to finish it in this time, keeping your heart rate in the specific zone, blah, blah, blah. Just take note of your metrics. They are super important as well.
Yeah, and that brings us right to the next hack, which is to measure your flexibility and your endurance. And I know these don't seem like important metrics to a lot of people, but can you stretch deeper? Can you run further? Those are great signs of progress in your fitness level, especially the stretching part. Guys, it's important that you are able, or that you are flexible. When you are flexible, your body is better at protecting you in dangerous situations. It's important that your joints remain supple as well. So stretching is important, and then running is important, because the better your aerobic energy, the better you can lift and the better you can train. So very important.
Yeah. And then our last and final hack is how you feel. Just take note of how you feel. Are you waking up with more energy? Are you feeling a bit more lethargic when you wake up? Do you feel less stressed starting your day? Do you feel stronger? Like, is there a shift in your energy? This is very important to take note of with regards to your progress, because a lot of the time when people are inactive, they feel all the negative things. They feel sluggish, they feel tired, they feel stressed, they feel heavy. When people are active, and consistently so, they feel the opposite. They wake up feeling good, not all the time, because there's a time where you wake up tired because you pushed a little bit too hard, which we spoke about in previous episodes, was the training burnout. So there is also that. But overall, how you feel and whether your fitness is making you feel good, basically.
Yep, true. So now we're going to sprinkle in some facts. You'll always hear people say, muscle weighs more than fat, but no one actually really mentions the reason. Did you know that it also burns more calories at rest?
I love this one. So when you are gaining muscle, even if the scale isn't moving, your metabolism is actually speeding up, which is something very important to remember. So you're becoming a calorie burning machine just by having more muscle. And this is evident because the more active you are, or the more stronger you are, the more you actually eat, and the more hungry you are. And the more hungry you are is a direct indication to how fast your metabolism is working. So
yeah, very important. Hunger is a very important indicator of how well your metabolism is working. I am so much more hungrier, so I'm like, I know I'm on the right path. So very good indicator.
Also, on the being hungry, a lot of people who are new to exercise, and I also see this a lot with my online girls, they're like, I'm so hungry. Why am I hungry all the time? It's like something's wrong. I'm like, that's a good sign. It's a good thing that you are hungry. Like, don't worry. It's good. Eat.
Yes. And here's another one. Strength training increases your bone density, which reduces your risk of osteoporosis. And females, we are prone to osteoporosis because that reduction in bone density occurs faster in female bodies than in male bodies. So you're not just building muscle, you're literally strengthening your bones as you age. Pretty powerful things, right?
Very much so. And did you also know that sleep is one of the most underrated factors of progress? It's something that all of us overlook. And poor sleep can mess with your hormones so much, like cortisol, which is our stress hormone, making it harder to lose fat and build muscle. So if you are getting 8 hours, which is the rule of thumb, 8 hours of sleep, give yourself literally a pat on the back. You deserve a medal, because not a lot of people can get 8 hours of sleep in a night.
Yeah.
So I hear the amount of hours people sleep, and I'm like, how are you not a zombie? By now, I will never survive. I could never.
Listen, talking about sleep, when you're programming your sleep or planning the time that you need to wake up, do that. It's important. Make sure that you have a bedtime alarm, and make sure that you have an awake or the time you must be awake alarm. And usually you can see how many hours of sleep that's going to give you. Try to aim between 7.5 and 8.5 as for women, because we do typically need a little bit more sleep than men. Get that sleep. And speaking of hormones, during your cycle, your body can be more prone to water retention too. In the luteal phase, which is a week or so before your period, ladies, that weight fluctuation, it's probably not fat, it's most likely water.
Yeah. 100%. So just to wrap things up, remember that progress isn't always only visible on the scale. Yes, it is one of the things in which we use to track our progress, but it's not everything. And there's strength, there's endurance, how you feel, how your clothes fit, and all of that needs to be taken into account. So focus on those things and trust that the scale will just be a tiny little part of your fitness journey. It's not the whole picture.
Yeah, exactly. And keep celebrating all the little wins, whether it's the fact that you're lifting heavier now, you're running faster, or you're just feeling more energized in the morning and not feeling like, oh, every day. Fitness isn't just about the number. It's about building the best version of you. It's about committing every day to wanting to be better, regardless of whether yesterday wasn't a good day. You never looking at tomorrow as a missed opportunity.
And also remember that your progress is personal. So don't let that number dictate how amazing you are doing. Take the photos, track your progress, and most importantly, enjoy the process, because it really is a beautiful journey to be on, honestly.
Yeah. So that's it for today's episode. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us for more fitness tips and fun chats. And we'll catch you next time on Giggles and Glutes. Take care. Bye.
Bye.